The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the host of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Cedar Fair Entertainment Company, the amusement industry, and the business of fun. Here are your hosts, Karsten Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hu.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast where we cover Cedar Fair, Cedar Point, and everything to do with fun. And we're back this week for another episode of the Rundown on Fun. We've had quite a few things go on last week. CoasterMania, that's always a lot of fun.
I'm still tired.
Got a couple of news
I think I'm
stories to
still
talk
riding
about.
coasters, not going to lie.
You're still there?
You're still actively riding rides.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm totally missing Tony's tweet up just because, I'm an idiot and needed to charge my phone and walked away. That was, another story for another day.
All right, but yeah, CoasterMania and a couple of news stories to talk about, but why don't you two kick it off? Because this will mostly just be you guys telling me about your day and me asking questions.
I was going to say, do we want to show the elephant in the room really quick, Kyle? Because you promised everybody that this was going to be the...
Yeah, so I lied last week. I said this was going to be a new season. Just looking at the calendar and the way things are going to fall, we're going to take the week of Ace's Coaster Con off. There's not going to be a show that week. So it makes more sense to have our season finale and then the week off and then the start of season 2. So
Yep.
So this will most likely be our second last episode of the season.
Couple more bonus episodes in season 1 that nobody was planning for.
But we do still have season 2's awesome, cool little thing that you were able to try out last week.
Yes, I do actually still have that. Here we go.
Yay.
Yeah, there it is. We still have it. Awesome. Yep. I love it. It's so cool.
We're really
it's
up
like,
on our game here at the Rundown on Fun.
I feel like I need to start wearing some cool shades or something while we record.
Hopefully by the start of season 2, I'll have a whole arsenal of sound effects. But right now, it's just the one.
Hey,
the whole episode is just gonna be you smacking buttons.
Right. I don't know if this is a little off topic, but anyone knows the CNBC Jim Cramer? He's got like a giant like button thing. Mm-hmm. I think it's actually on their website. I remember it was like bye or bulls like all kinds of stuff or whatever. And so like they make all kinds. They probably have 20 or 30 different thing that he does for stocks and stuff.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. I'm looking at all of them.
I was literally thinking that. Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
I got
all right
for this.
Well, we're already far off topic. Let's start talking about CoasterMania.
CoasterMania, Evan, you wanna get us back on the rails? No pun intended.
Wow, Kyle, where's the ding?
You're not getting one for that. Sorry.
It's only when we mentioned the rundown and all that crap. Anyways, God, we're all right. Pull myself together. Let's go. So, anyways, yeah, CoasterMania this year. So, I think. So this year was like we were all looking forward to it because it seemed like they kind of changed the schedule around. They did some different things. Instead of a t-shirt this year, they gave us a poster from Made to Thrill. And I mean, we've all gone on record so many times on the show saying how much we love Made to Thrill, and they did not disappoint with that poster that they gave us. I mean, that was I would have given the park $40 just for the poster, and the rest of the event was an awesome add-on. Instead of doing lunch, they did dinner. They did the Q&A out in the Lakeside Pavilion, and it was really buggy, but that's okay because the park can't do anything about that. But yeah, and the ERT was super good this year. It went off without really any hitch. I mean, I know last year people were upset because certain rides are broken and whatever. But I wasn't there right at the beginning of CoasterMania at 7:30 in the morning. But it seemed like Millennium was ready to rock and roll. And I don't think anything. Maverick broke down during evening ERT, but they kept Steel Vengeance open longer because of that. So I think that's an awesome trade-off.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we left at, when was ERT supposed to end? 11:30?
11:30. or midnight. I can't remember.
Whenever ERT was supposed to end is when we actually left because we just assumed the line was going to close in like a minute, and we were like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was in the parking lot, and the ride was still running, and the line was not long enough for it to still be running.
Yeah.
If they had closed the line at midnight, I mean, they must have kept it open another like 15 minutes. So that's really awesome, and really props to Cedar Point for doing that. It really was just an awesome event with the crews and the weather and
I'll say shout out
behind the scenes.
Shout out to the crews that worked like crazy. I know one of my friends works on one of the crews, and she's like, well, I'm starting my day at like 8:30 in the morning, and I'm not getting off until like 1:30 a.m. And I'm like, oh yeah. Gosh.
While I agree, I was talking about a different cruise, CRUISE, the cruise around the peninsula.
I was saying crew. You said cruise.
Yeah.
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, the ride crews, seriously, hats off to them. Some of them were pulling 15 or 16-hour days, and the crews around the peninsula on the boat, hats off to that crew as well, because they had to deal with all of us idiots for 7 hours just going back and forth around the peninsula.
Yeah, the boat captain's like, we're just going over here and stopping, and I'm just gonna look at the skyline and turn around. Okay.
Yeah, it was an easy day for him, right?
Yeah.
By the time my cruise rolled around, which was I think the last one of the day, the dude probably could have just slept. He had that on autopilot.
Right.
So for those of you that don't know, we pulled out of the Cedar Point Marina, just take a lap around the peninsula up until Grand Pavilion ish, and then loop back around.
Yep.
So people on both sides of the boat got a really awesome view, and it was a good time one out of Cleveland, I think. They drove all the way to.
I believe so.
I don't know. Somebody can correct me on that. I know Good Time 3 is in Cleveland. Anyways, but they drove all the way out to Cedar Point and took care of us all day. And we had the Millennium behind the scenes tour, which was a little different. And
I was actually looking. Supposedly, I think it might be. They might actually be based out in Sandusky. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, the Good Time one.
Maybe. I'm like, we should have, did some research,
that, but whatever.
But that's okay. I was gonna say I did hear that they possibly do like sunset cruises around the peninsula and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to just get
I know the
get
Good
a bunch
Time
of us to do
3.
that,
The Good Time 3 out in Cleveland does a sunset cruise out in Lake Erie, and it's like a wine cruise, and it's
right. So I mean that's
something that the company does, so I wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, we're kind of getting off topic. But I mean, overall, it was really a fantastic day. The park did a great job. The weather was, it couldn't have been more perfect. And for such a long day, it really went by quick because we were constantly doing something for the event. And I mean, the dinner was different and good. They did a cool thing where they had stuff from old restaurants and current restaurants to try. Like they brought back the Mac Shack mac and cheese, which I don't really think is that good, but a lot of people do think it's good, and people love that. And they did a mac and cheese bar, and they did a tater tot bar with the tater tots from the Roost, which I think was open for like a week in 2021. So that was kind of cool. I never actually got to eat anything from there.
Yeah.
They had stuff from Wild Turnip. They had stuff but then they had stuff from like Farmhouse, which is still there, but they brought back the chicken leg that isn't at Farmhouse anymore, but it was at our little buffet. So they had a lot of variety, a lot of good stuff, and it was all good. They had the key lime pie from the Grand Pavilion that doesn't normally come on the meal plan, but if you're somebody like us that doesn't really buy food outside the meal plan, it was a good opportunity to try. So yeah, needless to say, Carson and I were huge fans of that. It was really good.
I definitely love pie.
Yeah. I mean, that key lime pie is really, really
good. It was really good.
They're little like handheld pies.
Perfect little dessert after you eat like a big meal or something like that.
Yeah. And they had whipped cream on it and like a white chocolate drizzle, which I don't know. I think it was white chocolate. We couldn't really figure out what else it could be.
It was just deliciousness. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a great day. And I mean, I got into town the night before and got a couple rides in, and went to the Thirsty Pony, which is a great place off the peninsula, which served some good bar food. And I don't know, it was just a great couple days up in Sandusky, and CoasterMania was a lot of fun. I'm just excited for next year already.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah. Well, there's more than one reason to be excited for next year, but just in general, the event is something to look forward to.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're not really going to talk about it because Tony said not to talk about it, but we did get a cool keychain that Evan and I are going to hold, and whoever else that went to the event hold deeply
Just
to our
don't
hearts.
lose it.
And we're not going to lose it, and that's all we're going to say about that. So,
So that was like, I don't know.
that was a chair. That was like a little. It was like you had an awesome, cool Sunday. That was literally like the cherry on the top.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, okay, all right, all right.
And I think,
so.
And aside from that, I think I got one of my spinniest rides on Wild Mouse that day with
oh my gosh,
my girlfriend
right?
and our friendly neighborhood announcer Justin. I mean, we were
Yeah.
That was a really good ride on Wild Mouse. That's such a
Yeah.
fun ride. I can't say it enough.
I was gonna say yesterday, Jared and I, a little off topic, but I was gonna say Jared and I, and I met up with a few coworkers, that were just randomly at Cedar Point after I got off of work, and they were. I'm like, have you guys ridden Wild Mouse? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, well, let's get in line and ride it. So waited, got in line, rode it, got the cheese car, and
Of course, every time somebody rides that time,
right,
for the first time, they get the cheese car.
It's insane. It's like if anybody needs to like play the lottery or something, like I'll put number 32 down tonight. I don't know.
Bet on the cheese car every time.
But yeah. So I was like, Jared, we're getting the cheese car. I'm gonna need your like crazy like awesome brain to figure out like the metrics and like making us spin the most, because it's all done by weight. So
every time we ride it with Jared, he's like, all right, so you got to sit at in this seat, and Carson, you get in second, and he's got it down.
right. And he's like, all right, and nobody went to the bathroom yet, so all right, we're good. We've got lots of weight,
Carson, you went to the bathroom? Okay, you sit in this spot instead.
right. So literally we lined up like that, and I kid you not, and you can ask Jared, Evan, and Kyle, like literally he had it down perfect, absolutely perfect. Every single turn we were spinning up, every single turn, every like it was perfectly balanced. And we got off, my coworker, first time riding it, she hates Max Air because it spins. She's like, I'm never riding the Wild Mouse again. I'm like, well, you can ride it again.
Just don't ride in the cheese car.
But don't ride the cheese car, which seems extra spinny compared to the other cars. And then also make sure, like, we won't make sure the weight is balanced, and not as, one side to the other to where we're ripping around. So
I knew you guys had a really spinny ride because I saw on Jared's Snapchat story, like, I've never been so dizzy.
Yeah, we got off the ride. We were walking by Atomic Scrambler, and I'm like, dude, I'm still like feeling like I'm gonna like fall down because I'm so dizzy.
That's crazy. I think I'm kind of glad the ride is it's not a short ride, but it's not the longest ride in the world, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because there's times where I really get spinning, and I'm like, okay, I need to be done.
I like the spinningness, like around, like after you do like the traditional Wild Mouse like track up above or whatever, and then you just kind of like go into like a coaster form, and you're like spinning around, not like crazy, but like you're spinning around just a little bit. It's because it's cool to see like the midway, and you can see like everything around. So, and
I love it at night too. That's another thing with CoasterMania. You get a lot of time to really soak in the lights of the park, especially all the new ones. And boy, the boardwalk looks good. Really, I think, did we talk? I don't know if it was on air or off air last week that we talked about the.
We were going to actually talk about that, and we never even talked about the lighting. I said that I was going to check it out, but I was going to report back, and that's actually, I was trying to remember what I forgot last week's episode. But yeah, I was jumping real fast into it. The boardwalk, and you can attest to, Evan, the boardwalk at night is so elegant. It's so elegant, like really old-fashioned-y feel to it. Like all the lights look really good. There's a lot of white lights. It feels
like I'm at Cedar Point in the 50s.
Yeah.
The lighting, just the atmosphere.
They got like ball lighting and stuff or whatever. Like,
bright white and gold, and for the most part. I mean, got Windseeker. I don't know why that name just escaped me of all rides. But Windseeker and the Giant Wheel, like, they still have their colors and stuff, and that gives
But I think it's a good mix. It's a good mix.
But all the quote unquote new rides, counting Scrambler and Matterhorn and all that is new, they I don't know. They look so 1940s and 50s,
yeah.
but in the best way possible.
It looks.
So I really love it.
retro-y.
And the Grand Pavilion, it's almost got Christmas style lighting, just like kind of outlining the roof, and
it's white
again,
though.
it just
It's all
looks
white.
elegant. Yeah,
It's all white.
again, it just looks elegant and nice.
But yeah.
And, yeah.
Whoever had to do those lights made sure they were like perfectly like perfect. I've tried to find one that's like off a little bit, and they're absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
I really like
nice. So, anyways, I mean, this was actually a CoasterMania talk, and just going backtracking a little bit and reiterating, it was a really great event. Can't wait for next year.
It'll be fun. Make sure you buy your tickets, because I'm sure that will sell out very quickly, especially
or don't, because I want to be able to go
with Dragster or that thing over there, or whatever you want to call it.
Dragster anymore.
Dragster doesn't exist anymore. It's that thing over there, or
it's
whatever.
New coaster for 2024.
Yes, 2024 is going to be absolute fire.
It's going to be a year. It's going to be probably the busiest year we've seen.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that announcement, and just to be like, okay,
we know.
We know.
Yeah.
As there's so much speculation going on, like, and there's nothing going on right now, like construction wise ish. Like you walk by,
it seems like they pretty much wrapped up construction for the summer.
Yeah, and you're like, no, I want to see more stuff.
I need my weekly update. I need to go there and see a new piece of grass.
Right. That's why I listen to the podcast after we record. I listen to the weekly update.
I need to see a crane that's there for like 3 days, and then.
No, I want to see a big crane, like a big crane, like a 500-foot crane, and have it. And then that crane has a brother.
500 wouldn't be tall enough. I think we need like 550 so we can.
Okay, all right. See what I mean, those cranes are extremely expensive to rent, so I'm sure they're not going to.
Extremely expensive ride. I don't think they care at this point.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, well, here's the open checkbook. Here, let's fix it, make it right.
Here you go, Incident or Zamperla or whoever.
That way,
it lasts. Number.
That way it lasts, another like 50 years or so.
Right.
So
50? Cool. 50? So add another 0. It's going to be 500 feet.
All right. We're getting off topic.
Yeah. We're all tired and giggly.
Yeah. We're just, we're just in, in a good mood. And,
yeah,
we got Cedar Point coming up this weekend. I know I'm definitely going.
Yeah, it looks like at least Friday and Saturday look like good weather. So when you're listening to this on the way to the park this weekend.
Yeah, your weather forecast is brought to you by Evan.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday look good. Sunday, we're finally getting rain. And I'm sorry to people going on Sunday, but we need it.
So I was going to say switching topics. Jared and I yesterday were able to finally try Backbeat Barbecue again. Wow.
And why hadn't you eaten there in a while? Because
Farmhouse has been taking a lot. I'm a big steak fan, so Farmhouse has definitely been taking a lot of my time, and all the sides and things and everything that you can get there. I know Cedar Point posted all of the food that's available at each location, and it also talks about like what's available, obviously subject to change, but what's available on the meal plan, which is exciting. I posted that on Rundown, and people seem to like that because, like, if you're a vegetarian, it shows, or if you're
really just handy, easy way of showing what stuff with what dietary restrictions are at what place.
Right. If you're vegetarian, or if you are, what is it? What are the other ones?
Like gluten-free and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
if you're like gluten-free. And then the park also has like a page on the website. So if you have like a nut allergy or something, they said that you can email them. And if you go to that page and you can email them, and they'll get back to you and stuff and everything, which is really nice.
Where you can eat and where you can't eat.
Yeah. But the Backbeat, oh my goodness. So we had burnt ends. Both of us had burnt ends, but they had chicken wings, smoked chicken wings,
brisket.
They had brisket. They had pulled pork, I believe. There's pulled pork.
Yeah, I think I saw that in your post earlier.
There's sausage. There's like a spicy like sausage and everything. That looks really good.
It's like a grilled version of the sausage that they have back at Farmhouse.
I don't know. I've never tried. Like I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to, like, next time I go there, I'm gonna be like, someone's gonna have to make me try the sausage, because all I've heard, because we posted it earlier today with that picture, and all of like the reviews on the sausage is like, wow, it's really, really good.
Well, like if it's anything like the one at Farmhouse, which I think it is the same stuff, but maybe just prepared differently, it is really good.
And see, yeah, so and then but yeah, so 100%. Anybody looking for barbecue at the park, definitely check out.
Well, see, without sounding so negative, I didn't really like Backbeat for the last couple of years. I didn't eat there at all last year, and I mean, Farmhouse is mostly to blame for that. I mean, I just had a better option.
Evan, you need to try it.
I didn't want to eat something that I wasn't the biggest fan of. In 2021, I didn't really eat there a lot, but now it sounds like I really need to get back to Backbeat.
Yeah. The only thing that I noticed that was different probably within a few years ago is they didn't have like the custom, like the sauces. That different sauce that
that's a shame. I really like the Carolina mustard.
Yeah, it looked like it was just kind of, unless there could have been a place where they like have them elsewhere. I didn't see it, but looks really, really, really.
Is the mac and cheese still as good as it always was? Because that was one thing I always did.
I think they were
their
out
mac
of it.
And cheese.
I think they were out of it. Yeah, yesterday
that mac and cheese was so good.
But people like I said on the Facebook post are saying mac and cheese really, really, really good. I had the corn. There's like some corn that has like, there was like there's like peppers and all kind. It was seasoned with like some lime. It was actually really good. And then the corn.
So it wasn't corn on the cob. It was
no. It was like corn, but like in a thing, and they scoop it and put it. It was good.
So are you telling me when I go there and try this stuff, I'm actually going to buy an extra side?
You can buy an extra.
Because I really want that mac and cheese.
Yeah.
But I also now really want to try the corn.
See, yeah. So,
Cedar Point and Kings Island too, and we haven't been to any other Cedar Fair Parks yet this year. I don't think.
Not yet.
Have I been to any? I don't think so. But so Cedar Point and Kings Island specifically, and you guys can tell us if Carowinds or Canada's Wonderland or whoever is also in the same boat, but these two parks specifically have just been absolutely knocking it out of the park with the food. Yeah. I don't care what anybody else says. Their food is not amusement park quality. It is above and beyond. It's as good as we always heard Dollywood's food was and Busch Gardens food was.
And there's a lot of variety. Like I know
so much variety.
It's kind of annoying, and I'm gonna go on a little tangent.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm really, really, really sad that everybody has to go on social media and complain about Cedar Point's food. First of all, if you don't like Cedar Point's food, you need to contact the park if something is wrong with your meal. Like Tony has said again and again and again, contact us, contact management, contact whatever, and they will make it right for you.
Or even at the restaurant.
Right.
Because if you get your food and you don't like it or don't like the looks of it or don't get the right portion size, but then you just go and sit down and complain on social media, that's not going to get anything solved.
Exactly. Yeah. And also other people are saying that the portion sizes are all messed up or I wish we had ribs or something. First of all, let me just run this down. First, we have steak. Yeah, right.
Come on.
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
Oh, it's all right.
There. I'm actually, not that you guys are boring me by any means, but I don't really eat at parks. So while you guys are talking about food, I'm actually playing Ride Sims. You guys know what Ride Sims is?
Yes,
I do.
I love Ride Sims.
Yeah, so I'm operating Iron Gwazi right now.
Is your throughput really good? I hope it's better than Busch Gardens.
I just opened, but I only made it 2, and I had a breakdown, and I had to reset the ride.
Oh, geez. Well, anyway, resetting our minds.
That was on brand.
So food wise, we've got steak that's on the meal plan. There's steak, literally. Okay?
Literal steak.
Literal steak on the meal plan. We've also got like
Pizzas.
We've got a burrito place that like you can have burritos and taco.
So basically Chipotle.
More or less.
We have
which is
Express.
Good. We have Panda Express. So we have like Chinese food. We have pizza and Italian food.
We have 2 different versions of burgers. We have like more steak burgers, and we have like burgers.
Right.
We have seafood at Grand Pavilion.
Right. We've
have
got
just
shrimp,
like different, more like home cooked type stuff. We have Italian food at Hugo's.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
There's
There's
without
a
sounding
lot.
really rude and condescending, please stop complaining, people. It is so much. All right. I did some research. Six Flags America. Granted, that's the forgotten about Six Flags Park out there in DC. You want to know what you can get on the food plan there? Chicken tenders, hot dogs, and hamburgers, and cold pizza. That's it. You can't get steak. You can't get shrimp. You can't get corn as a side. You can't. It's basically everything that I just mentioned with fries. We have it so good.
Really,
Stop
really,
complaining.
we do because I don't know for sure, but I don't think Dollywood has like a meal plan. I'm not 100% sure.
I really don't know on it. I mean,
they could, and I could be like super wrong, but I'm just saying,
I mean, we didn't mention in our rundown of different types of foods. Ding, barbecue. I mean,
right, yeah. There's so much. There's so much to just pick from and choose, and we're very, very, very blessed. We really are. Like, having that amount of food that we can choose on a meal plan instead of doing chicken fingers, burgers, and hot dogs, and maybe like a taco or something like that. That I don't know.
Maybe I'm biased because I am on this podcast and I help run CP Rundown with you, Karsten. But I don't see the issues that people are complaining about on social media. I feel like people are looking for issues where there are not any.
Right.
Because every meal I've had at that park this year, it's June 8th. The park has been open for a month. Every meal I've had at that park this year has been consistent portion sizes, consistently at least warm,
Yep.
And consistently has tasted good. And I mean, maybe I'd feel different if I were the family of four that's paying $20 a pop for an entree and a side. I get that, but it's an amusement park. I don't know what you expect.
Right.
So for those of us with them, but that aside, those of us with a meal plan, which I feel like is probably 99% of you guys listening, and I feel like our listeners are more on our side with this, but because we have smart listeners, we have smart followers mostly.
We do.
That they know that what they're getting is you're getting two free meals every time you're there, and it's steak. It's not cheap stuff for the park.
Well, either that or the barbecue.
High quality.
The barbecue. I mean, you could easily go to a barbecue place around town or whatever and pay like $25-$30 for what you get at Backbeat.
And to those of you complaining, fine. You know what? Go to McDonald's. Go to any crappy restaurant on Route 250 near the park for 75% of the price of what you're paying us here.
Exactly. And it's not.
And you know what? Cedar Point is probably better than 75% of those restaurants. At least, okay, yes, it's not as good as Longhorn. It's not going to be as good as the best pizza place in town. It's not. But
at least the park is trying, and the park
pretty damn close.
They've got all these executive chefs and sous chefs and all kinds of this. Like, it's insane.
And again, if you have an issue, go to the soup. If you go to Backbeat and you feel like you get gypped on food or your food is cold,
let somebody know.
Don't just go sit down and complain about it.
Yeah.
Ask the supervisor, hey, my food's kind of cold. And please don't be mean about it, because they deal with a million idiots every day. Don't be mean about it. Hey, my food's kind of cold. I don't feel like I got enough. Is there anything we can do about this? 99 times out of 100, they'll make it right.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't just
But it's hard for the park it's hard for the park to know and be mind readers when,
when all you do is get on
and
CP Rundown or get on Cedar Point Uncensored or any of these pages on Facebook and complain about it.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to do anything about it then.
Well, I was going to say,
know about it.
Kyle, you're down south with, Disney and Universal and all those parks. Like they have, I think, meal plans per se, but like it doesn't seem like, besides SeaWorld, I think you get like a decent portion, but anything else, it's kind of
SeaWorld and Busch Gardens have meal plans that offer very good food. Disney does not. They have something called the dining plan, but it really only pertains to people who are staying in the resorts. And Universal, honestly, I don't even think they have anything at Universal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing my kind of research before my trip down there, I didn't really see anything.
But like food scale wise, like
I think our food is just as good, if not better.
Disney's? Does it seem like a better variety?
And we're not talking restaurants at Disney. We're talking like your walk-up, style food places.
I think Disney does a pretty okay job depending on the restaurant, or I mean like the food stand or whatever. Universal,
it's like hit or miss.
Yeah, Universal's really hit or miss.
Blows Universal away to me.
Oh, they do. SeaWorld's actually pretty good. They have a lot of But
my barbecue at Busch Gardens, which is the same stuff as SeaWorld, was phenomenal. I mean, that's the best park barbecue I've ever had.
Yeah.
Haven't had Backbeat this year yet, though.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys kind of hit it on the head there. Cedar Point's doing a really, really good job, and so is Kings Island.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we didn't even get into the details of Kings Island. I mean, I was going to mention, too, comparing to the Florida parks, I went to Universal in February, and I ate at, remind me of the name of it, but the place near Velocicoaster, the big cafeteria-style place.
Burger Digs.
No, I'm sorry, not near Velocicoaster, near Jurassic River Adventure.
Thunder Terrace, something like that?
Yeah.
Did it have like ribs and chicken and stuff like that?
Mostly chicken.
Yeah.
And I got like a baked chicken quarter, some veggies, and potatoes. Everything tasted really good, but it was cold. Ice cold. And, I mean, we said something, or no, we didn't say anything because it tasted really good and we were kind of in a hurry and whatever.
But you didn't go to social media and complain about it.
I think I texted you guys, holy crap, this stuff's really good.
Yeah.
But it was cold. But I haven't had that happen at Cedar Point where something is cold. And in both cases, I feel like the park would have made it right.
Yeah.
And then I had a burger later on, a Krusty Burger, which admittedly probably wasn't the smartest choice of food stand, but it was quick and there really wasn't a line, and it was towards the end of the night. It was a burger. This is Universal Studios, and any of the burgers I could get at Cedar Point were better than my Krusty Burger.
Yeah,
I agree.
At Universal,
and more variety too.
At Universal, the Harry Potter food is really good, like the Three Broomsticks or the Leaky Cauldron. Fast Food Boulevard, which is where you wait at for your Krusty Burger, that's hit or miss. But normally I get the chicken and waffle sandwich if I do eat there. Besides that, that's about it for the food within the parks. You kind of got to go to City Walk.
That's what I just don't understand. I'm like, I go to a progressive game, watch the Guardians or Indians, whatever you want to guys call them, and like I'll pay like $20 or $30 for a meal, and then people will be like, "Oh, those meals are so expensive at Cedar Point." I'm like, "What are you talking about?
Yeah,
are you not living in the times?"
So even if you paid for your food at Cedar Point, your food at a Guardians game was more expensive.
Yeah,
it was cold, and it didn't taste as good.
Or I didn't get it since their mobile order is not very good.
Yeah, we don't need to please anybody over there at the Guardians. So fix your mobile order in Cleveland Guardians. Anyways.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's just me getting on, a soapbox a little bit. Just
I don't think you guys have listened to us in this context where we're kind of pissed off.
It's
usually all sunshine and rainbows over here, but Jesus Christ, guys. Stop complaining on social media. Let the park make it right and realize how good you have it.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, the same thing goes pretty much. I mean, we could also say, with coasters and stuff too, like we don't realize that we've got really good coasters until you go to a different park or something like that. And you're like, oh, and
again, I know I'm kind of taking low hanging fruit here, but go to Six Flags America, please. And then come back and or Darien Lake. Or I'm trying to think of a non-Six Flags park.
Yeah.
But you get lake compounds. There we go.
There it is.
See how good we have it in all the Cedar Fair. I mean, even Dorney Park, they're doing good things with their food and their rides. And please, please stop complaining on social media. It's
agreed.
It's not getting anything done, and I don't think there's a problem, anyways. But anywho. Speaking of food and moving on to good things, 4th of July is coming up in about a month. Yeah. And Cedar Point, I don't know. You said they sent out an email?
Yeah,
this is one thing I will say. Their email system has never worked for me. I never get their emails.
They sent an email saying, they're going to have a light up the point like VIP experience.
A Grand Pavilion.
Yeah, so the VIP experience is going to be at Grand Pavilion. You'll be able to watch fireworks from the balcony, which is really cool. They're going to have like a gourmet dinner, commemorative
Buffet.
gift. And yes, it is a buffet with chef inspired foods, which is cool. And then they're going to have
And you
an
get 2
after
free
hours.
drinks.
You get 2 I'm just reading it off the thing and
I'm sorry.
but yeah, so and they also like if you go to light up the point, it like talks about everything. There is actually looks like there's a VIP menu that I just clicked on. So yeah, so the price, I believe it's $140.
That sounds right.
But $140, but you get 2 complimentary adult beverages. You get a mini then this is all you can eat chef inspired buffet, mini gourmet burger sliders with custom topping bar, mini hot dog bar with custom toppings, smoked Gouda macaroni and cheese, kettle fried potato chips and gourmet dips, chicken wings with choice of buffalo or gin citrus, customizable walking taco, American flag trifle with berry gazpacho. Jeez, I'm
Gazpacho.
these. Yes, French vanilla yogurt and marinated. No, I'm sorry. Blueberries. I'm not even gonna say that word. Ice cream float station with a variety of ice cream and soft drink flavors, fresh fruit. You're gonna have like a board of meats, cheeses, spreads,
Charcuterie.
pickled vegetables and crackers, and then obviously Coca-Cola fountain beverages. Obviously, the menu is subject to change without a notice, but that sounds really, really good. And
you get an awesome view of the fireworks.
Yeah, so you get an awesome view of the fireworks. You get a gift, and also you get to meet Joe. I can't say his last name. He was Vito from The Sopranos.
I don't really understand that part, but okay.
I don't know either, but I mean, it's kind of it's cool, We can watch you can watch fireworks and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see, to the turnout and see like what the pictures look like and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Like $140 is pretty steep for somebody who's like, I like fireworks, but
yeah.
I'll watch them. I'm gonna, scope out a spot and watch the 4th of July fireworks, but I don't need to pay to get a better spot.
Yeah.
But I think there's a huge set of the clientele that goes to the park that will really, really want to do that.
I think it's going to sell out very quickly.
It's going to sell out almost immediately because there's not a lot of seats up there anyways, but
no, I'm curious to see what everything looks like, and how everything, goes and stuff. And maybe next year, maybe
we'll whip out the CP Rundown credit card. And
well, the thing is
if you want to hear your favorite people talk about it, you can gift us.
I was going to say, I don't even know what my 4th of July plans are just yet. So it's like, I can't really buy a ticket even if I wanted to.
I know what is it? It's a Tuesday this year.
Yeah.
So
it's like during the week.
Well, I asked for the day after the 4th off because it's like, dude, I'm going to be at Cedar Point till like 3 a.m.
Yep. Be hanging out and everything. Kyle, what do you think? You did the Kings Island buffet for, I don't think it was just 4th of July fireworks, but
No, it was for fun fireworks and 50. I think it's a great idea. Personally, if I was going to do this, I love the whole idea. I love capitalizing on that space that you've built, and those are probably the best views of the fireworks that you're going to get. But for me personally, I'd rather see it be dessert rather than a full meal.
Yeah.
So that's like you guys said, that's a pretty steep price tag too. Versus if you just did dessert, I mean, I know they're going to sell out regardless of whatever. So I mean, they kind of have the blessing of setting their own price. but you can make it
Well,
like $50
and I'm not saying
ahead.
it's overpriced. I'm just saying it's not the right price for me.
No, yeah, I don't think it's overpriced, but I'm not interested in eating that much food. I'd rather I'm there for the fireworks, right? I'm not there for the food.
Right.
I'd rather just go up there and be able to have like some ice cream or some cake or whatever,
Right.
watch the fireworks,
and like
and then
this, it starts at like what 6 or 6:30 or
6:30.
something.
Yeah.
You're dedicating your whole evening to this, and I mean, what are we really at Cedar Point for? The rides,
Yep.
So that's not my cup of tea necessarily. Although I love Grand Pavilion, I just don't need to sit there for 4 hours and pay to do so. But it's, I mean, there's a set of people that are really going to like it, like Kyle and you said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm excited.
I'll tell you right now, if 4th of July was not on a Tuesday this year, this would probably be something that my parents and my brother would be all over.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I think Kyle would have FOMO and have to come up.
Yeah, I would. No, I'm hoping to be able to come up to Kings Island one more time. Obviously, if I make it to Kings Island, I'm going to make it to Cedar Point again, but I really want to see the new firework and drone show at Kings Island, and I want to see Phantom Theater again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to see the fireworks show. I think again, this is another one I can't remember if we said on air or off air, but I think it was on air last week when I said that, I saw it once last year and it was on like the busiest day of the year.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really hear the narration.
Yeah.
I mean, no fault of the park. It's just, there was a lot of people there.
There was a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see it again.
But
it's not the
if,
same.
If you are at Kings Island on a really busy day and you want to skip the line on either Orion Flight of Fear or Flying Ace Aerial Chase, you can now do so. We kind of teased it last week, talked about it, but didn't know much about it. But Kings Island has officially rolled out the one-time Fastlane line skip. It's kind of interesting because it's what's it start at? Does it start at $10?
I don't know if it even.
I don't even
starts
know where it
anything in
starts.
particular.
The only
It's just
picture,
dynamic pricing.
It's dynamic
very
pricing.
Dynamic pricing.
The only picture I saw, it was $15. So it's.
I've seen $15. I've seen $10.
I've seen $20 for Flight of Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's priced a little weird though, because with buying it, you know exactly what ride you're gonna get, but that's only good for one person. I could go over to that wheel by Diamondback, which is still there, and pay $10 and chance what Fastlane I'm gonna win, and that's good for two people. So
And potentially maybe get Mystic Timbers, Diamondback, or Beast.
yeah, I thought all the rides were on there. Are they not?
I don't think
On the
all of them
wheel,
are.
yes, but not
On
they
the
don't
wheel.
have the-
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying the wheel gives you the opportunity to get those three rides where the one-time Fastlane purchase doesn't.
It's also at Carowinds too. The Fastlane purchase one time.
Oh,
I
really?
did see. Yeah.
Do they need it?
Hey, why not? Like if
Nighthawk.
there's, you could do that, or, obviously Fury.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea. I talked about it last week, but the amount of times I would go to Kings Island and want to buy a full-fledged Fastlane wristband is probably only about once a year. But the amount of times that I'd be at Kings Island and say, I got $15 in my hand. Do I really need to buy another beer or a t-shirt or whatever?
Or would I rather just get on Orion?
Or can I skip the hour-and-a-half line in the baking sun for Orion? Like, I love this. I think it's awesome. I said, I don't have an issue with it until it starts drastically increasing the amount of lines that you see on those attractions. But given the dynamic pricing structure, I don't think we'll see that.
Yeah, I
don't think
you're
so.
going to see, okay, Orion is $5, but the line you're skipping is 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to see Orion is $20 and the line you're skipping is an hour and a half. So
Right.
it's like, ooh, hour and a half line, but ooh, $20. There's only a certain set of people that are going to do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't see where this is really going to hurt the fast lane lines. Hopefully, and it's completely free money for the park.
Besides the person that they have to pay to run the booth.
So there's $15
stand
for an hour. There's $15 for an hour. All you need is two people to come up and purchase the one-time fast
We'll
lane
have to check that out
park
when
to start
you-
making profit.
when you come back up here, Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
to check out that Phantom.
It's
We'll
kinda
have to
standard
like
and
scope it
Yeah,
out.
and all
see
of
how-
Adventureport, because it wasn't open when I was there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I believe Soul Spin is scheduled to open this weekend.
I also saw that.
Nice.
I don't know if the park ever actually said that, but I've seen it like 6 different times on social media. So
Nice.
And then that's it, right? Because Adventure Express and Cargo Loco already opened.
Yep.
And the restaurant and the bar and everything already opened. So
yeah, and all the theming is in.
Yeah.
And
cool.
oh, it looks so good. And I only saw it half done.
Yeah. Looks really good.
I'm really excited to get back down there.
I know, right? We were just down there, and it's like, dang, need to get back down there again.
So I will, on my way to CoasterCon, which is at Dollywood, I go right past Kings Island.
There you go.
I have no choice. So the 17th of this month is going to be my adventure port day. I'm going to go in.
If anybody wants to meet up with Evan and say hi to
ride
him.
Adventure Express, I'm going to eat, and I'm going to continue my way on to Dollywood.
Anyone you can meet up with Evan and say hi.
Too.
And give him a hug.
Don't do that. You can say hi. Don't touch me.
I really think you need to extend that trip by about 20 minutes and see Phantom Theater.
You think?
If that's not one of its dark days. It's such a good show.
Well, it's a Saturday.
Oh, you'll be good then. It'll be running.
See, but I don't. Well, okay. So you've never rode Phantom Theater, obviously,
No.
right? So, the show wasn't lost on you then, was it? Like,
Oh, not at all. I mean, granted, I never did the attraction, but I know about it. It's just the show is just so good. It's so fun. I mean, it's just all around a very, very good and entertaining show. And I don't have that long of an attention span, so it's like right in that sweet spot for me where I can sit down and focus for the 20 minutes, however long it is. But about any longer than that, I'd start to get bored.
Yeah, and enjoy the AC. And I don't think I've ever actually been in the Kings Island Theater.
Wow.
It's nice. It
is very nice.
It's very remnant of the what's the one at the front of Cedar Point? Jack Aldrich?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll see what we're doing on time. I mean, traffic can always be crazy on
right, especially in
in
Columbus.
that between Columbus and like what's like a major city in Kentucky that you go through after Florence, like between Kings Island and like Lexington or Columbus and like Lexington on 71/75, anything can happen. So
Right.
So we'll see, but because I want to get down to Dollywood and get some Alpine coasters in before CoasterCon kicks off on Sunday. So
Are you gonna stop?
I'm really excited to stop in and hope maybe check that out and check out Adventure Port for real.
Are you gonna?
And I'm really excited to ride Adventure Express again.
Are you gonna pull another pit stop at Buc-ee's?
Yes, 100%. Like I might. So how far from Kings Island is Buc-ee's?
Like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
So I know we just went on a tangent about how good Cedar Fair food is, but in the interest of eating at Buc-ee's, I might skip eating at Kings Island so that I don't spoil my Buc-ee's experience at all.
Yeah, I literally left Kyle, and I'm like, oh, where'd Kyle go? And I'm like, hey, what's up, Kyle, at the one in Daytona? And I'm like, did you get one of those brisket sandwiches? He's like, yeah, man, I had 3 of them already. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you
I remember that. It was before the Daytona 500, and I was so hungry. I didn't eat the night before. So the night before, Evan, was when you guys had gone to Anahito's, and I didn't get back until really late, and I was super tired. So we're at Buc-ee's, and Justin and Karsten are all like losing their minds because they'd never been there before.
Yeah.
And
I'm just trying to get like a refill on my big old like drink or whatever.
And I was so hungry. I had like it was breakfast. I had like 2 breakfast sandwiches and like a breakfast taco. And Carson comes up to me. He goes, "Are you gonna get anything to eat?" I'm like, "I already ate, man."
I'm picturing, and you can confirm if this is how it happened, but I'm picturing the group of you walking in, and Kyle like glazed over eyes, just like zombie walking to where the food is.
Yeah, me and Justin are like, wow, look at this. Oh wow, look at there's like Kyle 45 different drinks, and like Kyle's gone. I'm like,
Kyle's just in the corner.
Go?
I was just so hungry.
Robotically just
I'm like Kyle, I'm like, you have to pay for those, right? He's like, I already paid for them too. It's all good, man.
There's like there's like crumbs falling off.
Yeah.
We're painting a terrible picture of Kyle.
It's all right. I was actually just there last week up at the one in Daytona, and it was right before, either last week or the week before. It was right before Memorial Day. It was like the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, and Bucky was out. The costumed character was out.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Whoa.
And he was wearing his patriotic costume, so that was cool.
You like, hey, excuse me, can I get a photo?
Oh, it was crazy. It was a million people
Probably had
all
to
like
fight somebody for that.
Yeah.
photo.
Right. It's like Bucky's is like Walmart Black Friday on steroids.
Especially if you
on
go
Memorial Day
Yeah, that's what I
weekend.
was gonna say. Especially on Memorial Day weekend,
Horrible.
or race day when there's 100,000 extra fans in town.
Ugh.
No thank you.
Yeah, that was my comment. Yeah, I was like, oh wow.
Well,
And
I will enjoy my less busy, more relaxed visit to the Buc-ee's in Richmond, Kentucky.
Yes, Richmond.
yeah,
Yeah, on my way.
I will
to
too.
Dollywood.
I'm gonna stop there as well.
Yeah,
There's
now-
going to be
now
a
that he
solid
knows that
parade of
Buc-ee's
enthusiasts
exist.
going through there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, maybe we'll see
I'm very
Don.
excited. Yeah, we'll
see
see
Don.
Don Helbig. He's like their main unofficial spokesperson.
Right. They're like, oh
I don't
hey,
think I would
look,
have known
Don's
what that
actually a
place is without
cashier.
Don.
Look at that. He works at Bucky's. He just never told anybody.
What is Kings Island not paying you enough? No, I just really like Buc-ee's.
Yeah, right. Like
Evan,
the perks
for,
are great. I get to have as many brisket sandwiches on,
And beaver nuggets, whatever those are.
For planning purposes, it says it's going to take you an hour and 54 minutes to get from Kings Island to Bucky's.
It's on the way too. It's literally on the highway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right
it's
off
on
the highway, I
75.
know that.
Yeah.
Because you're
Good
going.
stuff.
Maybe I will
where,
leave at Kings
where are
Island.
you starting? Dollywood. You're starting in Dollywood, right? Or where are you
Yeah,
going
so we'll
first?
leave. So our trip it's just the Dollywood portion of CoasterCon. So we're gonna leave Saturday morning, stop at Kings Island, do Alpine Coaster Saturday night, and then CoasterCon is literally Sunday through Wednesday morning at Dollywood. And then Karsten's gonna continue on to the Carowinds portion, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And then me and Maya are just gonna come home because like work, and stop at Kings Island on the way home on Wednesday and go to work on Thursday.
Yeah, you guys are gonna miss the opening of the Pigeon Forge Bucky's by a couple days.
I know.
I saw that. It's opening on I think the 28th or something.
Isn't it right up
26th.
there on the exit of like I-40 that like
Yeah.
leads to the Parkway?
Yeah.
It's actually really nice because when I drive from Ohio to Florida or Florida to Ohio, I don't like to stop. I'm very much, I get in the car and I go. I stop to use the bathroom and that's about it. There are 3 Bucky's spaced between Ohio and
Jeez.
Florida, all along I-75, and they're all about 400 miles apart. So I can make it.
Interesting.
I can make it only by stopping at Bucky's. Now, granted, when I get to my destination, be it Ohio or Orlando, like you're on empty, but you can make it. But this throwing one in Tennessee right there on 75 as well. Or I mean, this one's kind of off 75 a little bit, but
Yeah, you gotta get on 40 by like Knoxville.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so it's right at, I guess you exit in Sevierville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off of I-40, and it's gonna be right there
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
when you. Gotcha. Well, I'll see it in a week. I'm just excited to be back at Dollywood. I know this is a Cedar Fair show, but God, I love Dollywood.
Yeah, me and Dean we went down there every Christmas with some of our friends and got a cabin. We did that for like 4 years in a row, but I haven't been there since, actually it was the pandemic year. It was 2020.
God,
It was
I haven't been there since 2018.
Yeah, it was the winter of 2020.
Okay.
So,
Well, at least you've been there some.
Yeah.
Was Lightning Rod redone by that point?
yeah.
I don't think so.
No, it was not. It was actually really funny because we had one of our friends with us. His name's Joey, and he's not like an enthusiast, but he loves parks. So he always goes to parks with us. And it was his first time at Dollywood, and we were telling him all about Lightning Rod, and we're talking about, oh yeah, it's not going to be open today. They're retracking it and everything. And he goes, oh, but you think it'll be open tomorrow, right? And we're like, Joey, look at that final overbank turn right there. You see how there's no track? He's like, oh, so it's not going to be open tomorrow either? And we're like, no.
It might open in March, buddy.
Right. Right.
Oh, these GP. Ugh.
Yeah, I probably haven't been on Lightning Rod since 2018 or 2019.
Yeah. I was last there in 2018, so obviously that was the last time I rode it.
Yeah, I think the last time I rode it was December of 2018. Actually, I am sure that's the last time I rode it was December of 2018.
All right. So here's a question for you. I know my answer, but is new lightning rod a new credit? We're going to open up that can of worms.
No.
How much of the track got replaced?
Like 80%.
Oh, yeah. If it's over half, then yeah.
Boom. I'm counting it as a credit.
Oh, jeez. I hope we get like 40 messages saying it's not a new credit.
Oh, we probably will because people are so ridiculous. Kyle, we have fireworks here too. I just heard the fireworks from the Guardians game go off. So,
so that
really
means
cool.
they won or a home run.
No,
or
they just hit
something.
a home run probably.
Nice.
I don't know where I'm going tonight. Normally we don't record these things until like 9 o'clock, and for whatever reason we wanted to go at 6 today, which whatever, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna get to go to a park tonight. So like, do I want to go to SeaWorld and see their fireworks, or do I want to go to Hollywood Studios and do Phantasmic? I don't know.
Shoot, Cedar Point doesn't close till 8 o'clock. I can make it there. Let's go.
Oh, you can make it.
You would you would walk in and like ride gatekeeper because that's about all you can make it to.
I feel like I'll send Kyle a Snapchat. Be like, yeah, in your face. I got to go to a park too. It's right down the road. I went to Costco as well. Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna so we have a little update to the Costco saga here. So I use Costco's optical department to order my contacts and to get my eye exams and everything because they're in my insurance. So I had to go to Costco on Tuesday to pick up my contacts. So I was coming home and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stop in again. But I kind of wanted to speed run it. So earlier in the week, I had been in line for Hagrid's, and the ride went down for weather, and they gave everybody in line a Ruby Pass, which, Karsten, I know you know what a Ruby Pass is, but Evan, it's essentially a little kind of like card wallet-sized line skip pass, good on any attraction, good for immediate boarding, all that fun stuff.
Ooh, immediate boarding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I pull in and I have a Premier Pass, which is the top level pass. So I use my free valet, which drops you right in City Walk. So valet the car, run in, go ahead and do immediate boarding on Hagrid's, use my Express After 4 on Velocicoaster, and then made it back to the car in about 45 minutes.
That's awesome. I'm just picturing the valet dude like, wait, you're back already?
You'd be like, oh, sorry, got to go to Costco and pick up my contacts.
It was actually,
I forgot something at Costco. I'll be back.
Yeah, it was actually really funny too because at that point in the day, the valet lot was almost full. So they parked my car like 25 feet away from the valet, like where,
Nice.
but they had to go get it for me. I was like, I can see it. Can I just have my keys and I'll walk to it? Oh no, we'll bring it to you. Don't worry.
Love it.
That's awesome. That's I make fun of you, but that's the life.
Right.
Yeah, I was
That is so
surprised with how quick it went.
That's so cool. Oh well, that was I feel like out of breath after that episode.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and take it out. That's gonna do it this week. Like we said, we'll be back next week for probably the last episode of our first season.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Next week we think we got some good fun surprises in store for you to round out the season, and then we'll take a week off, and then season 2, let's go.
All right.
And if you aren't following us, make sure you follow us. Tell your friends to follow us and listen to us on your card trips. So,
And stop complaining about food.
All right. That's gonna do it. Take it away, Justin.
Thank you for listening to the Rundown on Fun. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on all things Cedar Fair. As always, be kind to your ride operators, and we will see you on the Midway. Good night.